What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Stardom, another episode of Stardom right here on JG's Lounge. Sorry, I'm messing around with layouts and stuff, throwing everything off, but thank you guys so much for being here. Let's get this intro out of the way here. Oh, man. The whole point is to share it on here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Embarrass the shit out of yourself.
Keep the conversation, as random as possible.
And you're doing a fine job on your own.
Fine job on the randomness, Dylan. Fine job on the randomness. That's right. That's what we do here, guys. We just do random crap. But it's always fun. Hey, we got Ev.O.Lution in the house again. 2 shows in a night.
Hey, man. This is what we do. What's up, everybody? Glad to be back in it again. You're going to see a lot more of this guy on my side, and you're going to see a lot more of me here in the near future. So if you're sick of us, well, you just got to put up with us.
You're going to have to. If you want to be a part of JG's Lounge, you want to grow with us, and just push through it with us, man, because, we're all about having fun, having a good time, giving you guys the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely.
We love you guys. We love
real.
you guys. Seriously. You don't even know. Let's see what we do here. All right, let's see. I need to... Oh, what did I do? There we go. Stardom podcast. That's right. So tonight we're going to get into some interesting deaths with Ev.O.Lution. I had this show planned out for a little bit now, and I don't know. It's interesting to see some of the comical ways that people have died. I've always thought about, like, if somebody close to me died in an embarrassing way, like if I would even tell people or make up a story.
Okay.
So some of these are actually pretty comical, and I'm pretty excited to share them. So I've got 9 of them. This show might be long. This short show might be 40 minutes, but either way, we're here to have a good time. And for those of you that are tuning in right now, we see you on YouTube right now, tuning into us. I'm not sure who you are, but I appreciate you.
Right.
We're going to try and give these layouts a shot, mostly because I feel like a majority of you that do watch the shows do probably watch on your phone. So Why not? So are you ready to get into this, man?
I am ready.
All right. First up, we've got, I think it's Aeschylus. Maybe it's Ashley, just spelled really weird. I'm not sure. I said they were bludgeoned by a tortoise that was dropped from a great height by an eagle.
What are the odds, man?
Ed Spacer Project said, "Are you into recycled food?" Probably not, man. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Man, that is wow.
The
what
fact
are the
that an
odds?
eagle picked up a tortoise that could bludgeon somebody is impressive.
Dude, I mean, what do you say? It's you just gotta say it was their time, because I mean, you have to be in a certain spot for that to occur. You know what I mean?
To be bludgeoned by a tortoise that was dropped by an eagle.
Yes, I mean, you just can't really design anything around that other than it was just meant to happen at that particular time with that particular individual. That sucks, man. That sucks.
It does.
And like you said, you don't want to tell that story to anybody. You just come up with something else.
Yeah, when I was reading all of these, that's what I was thinking about, man. Like, what could possibly, like, these are things that I would not want to tell people happen to me. Seriously.
Right.
Like, if this was your, like, uncle or your cousin, and somebody's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about your loss." Like, what happened? Well,
I would just be like, freak accident. And I'll leave it at
that. Ed Spacer said, "Nothing like a cheeseburger the second time around." Man, that sounds god awful. Gotta throw that out there. That sounds god awful.
Oh,
that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but that sounds terrible, my friend.
Yes. Wow.
So I have seen eagles take off with snakes. I've seen them take off with uh, rodents.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen owls take off. I haven't seen it personally, but on videos.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen them take off with little dogs.
Wow.
So the hardest thing for me here, though, is the fact that it said that he was bludgeoned by a tortoise. So there had to be some weight behind this for the eagle to take off with it.
Well, yeah, and the velocity. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how high the eagle was, or
Right.
Maybe whatever happened, it lost grip, or the turtle wiggled its way loose. Uh, you're talking about you just the perfect angle, the perfect height, the perfect bullseye. It's just that's crazy, dude.
And and to be in that exact spot,
yes,
for that
and,
tortoise to drop.
right. You can't get that lucky, man.
No, you can't. If you want to call it luck, I mean, like you said, I think it was just his time to die.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. It's just that's just where it ended for that person, and that's messed up. But I almost think that God had a sense of humor on that one.
I wonder if he only kept the tortoise.
Oh man.
I wonder if it survived, especially if the impact from the dude or chick. I don't know who this is. But you never know. He might have survived that fall.
I mean, I really can't see any survivors from that except the eagle.
I'm sure that eagle was like, damn, there goes my dinner.
Unless he decided to do take two and go back and get it.
Right. If anything, then he's got two dinners.
Right.
So next up, we got Sigurd the Mighty. He died from a septic infection when the tooth of a severed head brushed against his leg.
What? Wait a minute. Back up. You gotta run that by me again.
Okay, so this I actually looked this up a little bit. So back in his time, when you went to battle, your kills, sometimes you would decapitate them and bring them back as just a show of your strength or whatever.
Right.
And he had some strapped to his horse, and while it was bobbing around, the tooth from the severed head scratched him, and he got infected and died from the scratch from the head.
Revenge from the dead. What are the odds, man?
Oh man, the victim became the victor.
Oh man, what are the odds of that happening? I mean, wow. That's coming back to get you after you're gone. That's crazy.
Well, he came riding back to camp thinking, "Oh, I just got a scratch," and he probably just celebrating. And then within the next few days, he's like, "Man, I'm actually getting pretty sick."
Wow, that's a freak accident too. It's just meant for him to get taken out by the person that he took out.
There's no victory for you, my friend. Actually, that is another very embarrassing death. That's for sure.
That's vengeful right there. It's like, no, you took my head. I'm going to take you anyway with my tooth. That's
dude.
What are the odds of that?
It says it's a septic infection. I don't even know what a septic infection is.
That had to be a heck of a tooth, man.
Oh yeah, it was just a scratch on his leg and it killed him.
Back in those days, I mean, they didn't really have good dental.
Right.
So, they had like wooden teeth back then, right?
That's true. I mean, I don't even know how far back it was until they started switching them.
Right. So, I mean, it could have been really bad. I mean, apparently it was.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. We got 15 of you tuning in tonight. We appreciate you so much.
Nice.
Thank you. Feel free to be in the commentary. We are discussing some just absurd deaths. Just like this guy who had a severed head, brush his leg with a tooth, and he died. I mean,
from the infection.
I don't know. I still think the first one's probably the most comical.
Oh, man.
Well, I don't know, man, because this guy, he's riding back all victorious. and then he died from the head scratching him. But the tortoise one just gets me, man. I don't know what it is.
I mean, yeah, because you could be anywhere in the world,
Right,
right?
right.
But that particular person was in that particular spot at that particular moment, and that was it. I mean, you can't plan nothing like that even by accident. You know
No,
what I
you
mean?
can't for
It's
sure.
it's just destined for that to occur at that time, and you were the one, or they were the ones to get 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 called on it.
That's probably the best word you can pick for that one.
Right, right. So, wow.
um, and I'm trying to think of like that time of life, like just the battle aspect of it. I'm
Mhm.
gonna try. Let's see if this will work. I'm gonna put this on here. Oh, I'm messing stuff up, guys. Bear with me. Oh, where are we at here? This is what I'm trying to move. I want to move this. Your phone's going off, man.
It's an alarm. It's an alarm. It's okay.
It's an alarm. Oh yeah, are you
Yeah.
supposed to wake up for work right now?
Yep.
That's funny. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm just glad you're off tomorrow, man. All right, let's get to the next one here.
We
We're
both
running
are.
on. It says Bobby Leach contracted gangrene after breaking his leg when he slipped on an orange peel.
Get out of here. Come on, man. Come on, man. Orange peel, gangrene.
Uh-huh. That's tough. That is tough, man. And extremely embarrassing. A self-inflicted embarrassment is what that
And that's taking suicide a whole nother level, man.
is.
Oh,
Maybe if you were
wow.
like in a restaurant and you dropped the peel down and you intentionally were trying to sue them, but it still ended up biting your own ass.
So he slips on an orange peel
Mm-hmm.
and contracts gangrene.
Dude. I mean,
There's no way. I mean, how? What do you even start with something like that? You know what I mean? You're trying to deliver a message to someone that they were close to or whatever. Because the first thing they're going to ask is, how did it happen?
yes, yeah,
Right?
right.
And he,
Well,
there was this orange pill.
well, I mean, and so you can play it either way. You could be like, you start out comically with the fact that it was an orange pill, or you'd be kind of serious and be like, oh, he broke his leg and he got gangrene. Oh, that is so sad. That's so sad. Yeah. So what happened for him to break
Right.
his leg?
Jeez.
Well, those like clementine oranges, the little mandarin ones,
Oh man.
easy to peel. Yeah, he missed one of the peels and slipped on it and broke his leg. Yeah, wait, hold on. But you said he broke his leg. Yeah, no, that's how he broke his leg.
So once again, when you had to tell somebody what happened, freak accident.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Right? You definitely wouldn't. Let's just go with freak accident.
Freak accident. That's all it is, guys. That's
Jeez.
too funny.
That's-
I mean, you see in the cartoons of people who die from or they don't die, but they slip on banana peels. I wouldn't
uh-huh.
think of an orange peel. That's pretty funny.
Right. That's and to break a leg like that, that had to be nasty. And then
Yes.
gangrene. I mean, you have to wonder where the orange peel was,
Right.
and then you also have to wonder where the leg got broken for that to happen, right?
Yes.
I'm like,
Wait, what is his right leg or his left leg? Does that matter? Slipped on an orange peel, people. Thanks for tuning in. We got 14 of you tuning in tonight. Thank you guys so much. This is our Stardom podcast on JG's Lounge. Give us a follow. Jump in the commentary. We are making fun of people that, well, we probably shouldn't be making fun of it, but they're very comical deaths from history. Right. So that's what we're doing tonight. We got Ed Spacer over here in the comments talking about second time around cheeseburgers that have nothing to do with the show, but thank you, Van.
All right.
Maria, the Countess of Coventry, contracted lead poisoning from her makeup.
What kind of makeup was that?
Well,
Was
she was
that-
a countess, so I imagine this was back in the day too.
Was that the cheap kind?
Oh yes, that
Oh
was
my goodness.
especially made for her. The guano-free makeup is what it was.
Oh my goodness.
Because you know that makeup today's got like bat. Apparently, there's like bat crap in some of the makeup and all kinds of stuff.
So this was makeup, and she got lead poisoning. Right?
Lead poisoning from her makeup.
So
Death by lead
was this one of those things where she was putting on some eyeshadow and slipped and poked herself in the eye or something like that?
She had like a cut and put makeup over it, and then the makeup got into the wound, and then her eyes started swelling up. And
wow,
no idea. That's a tough one though.
That's freak for real, man. It's self-inflicted freak accidental death.
I don't think there's another way to word that.
Right. So does that mean
or if she was a countess, if she was a countess, does that mean she had somebody put the makeup on for her? And if that's the case, did that person get executed for her dying from the makeup that she was wearing?
Right. Wow. Just don't wear makeup.
Don't. Well, and she was a countess, so I imagine that she probably did have somebody putting her makeup on for her. So there's that.
So it was premeditated, and it was somebody trying to take her out.
So I mean, that's the only thing I could think of, right? I don't really know what lead poisoning does to you. Honestly, I mean, I've never looked it up.
From what I understand, and don't take this as some type of medical fact, but from what I understand, just by listening to it and hearing about it before, it gets into your bloodstream.
Okay, it kills you through your bloodstream.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That actually does make sense.
So however that makeup worked itself inside of her system, it wasn't good for her system, and boom, there it is.
Boom, dead. Dead by makeup. Death by makeup.
But it sounds like it was somebody did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd never heard of like there being lead in makeup.
Right.
I mean, back then, I don't know. I guess it's anything's possible.
I mean, who knows what they made makeup out of back then? You know?
I don't even think. I don't think they have countesses anymore. I mean, do you think they have countess anymore?
Not around here.
No, definitely not around here.
And if they are, then they're pretty hidden away.
Those small countries.
Right, on one of those long roads that nobody takes, and I wonder what's down there.
We are cruising through these tonight. Typically, people will hit about an hour-long show. This one's probably going to be closer to half an hour, 40 minutes, which is fine. Nothing wrong with it. We already did a show before this, so I'm just having a good time with you guys. And I think it's the layout, man, because the numbers are climbing, man. They're
That's
just
crazy.
Jumping all over the place. I don't see a lot of podcasts that stream with this layout. Maybe that's just the key for what we do. So, I mean, this might be something in the future that we're doing, depending on the show. But I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. If you haven't seen the show before or you haven't seen this network, give us a follow. We've got so many shows that we offer. We have films that we work on. It's just Ev.O.Lution, my co-host here. He's one of the admins on JG's Lounge. We've got 4 admins, and it's just constantly growing. We're meeting new people all the time. Absolutely. Jump in the commentary throughout the show. If you guys got some comical death that you know of, throw it out there. We'll talk about it. I'm down. All right. This says Hans Steininger broke his neck after tripping on his beard.
Okay, first of all, there's a limit on the length of a beard, right?
Right.
I mean, I've seen cartoons with the beard going way down to the floor, and somebody stepping on it and tripping on it, but not in real life, man. You gotta.
Right.
There's a lengthy limit that you have to adhere to when it comes
Right.
to the beard. You don't want to be tripping on your beard to the level that it takes you out of existence.
Right. Oh my dude. When I read that one, I was like, man, I got a beard, and
Tripping
it's
on his
not that
beard,
long. But like, it's have you ever
breaking his
have you
neck.
ever had your shoelaces loose and you tripped on your shoelace?
Yeah, yeah.
I imagine it was something like that. But that's an insanely long beard, man.
Heck yeah.
If
And it,
that shows any of you guys out there with ridiculously long beards, I mean ZZ Top guys, I'm talking to you. Be careful. You're getting older. Don't trip on your beards.
I mean, even their beards has a limit to the length, but
Yeah.
it's just an extended length, of course. But to where you got to trip on it and then break your neck.
Right. I'm gonna guess he like flipped over himself and probably just cracked his neck. They're just at the right angle. Dang.
uh,
He was probably a ginger too. I'm just gonna say. As clumsy as I am, I'm gonna throw it out there. He was probably a ginger.
I tell you what, man. I'm having a hard time with that one, but I guess it's possible since it's already happened. But you got to trim it up. At some point, you got to trim it up.
And I do. Like, it keeps it healthier. It keeps it
Yeah.
healthy by trimming it up.
You never want. I mean, okay, so I'm thinking about Rapunzel now, and
let down your hair.
and then I'm thinking about women who have hair literally down to their ankles or the back of the leg and stuff. But that's in the back usually,
Yeah.
or maybe on the side. It's never in the front, so I can't really see them tripping on their own hair.
Right.
But a beard, at that extreme length, which is still beyond me. Why would you do that? But you trip on your beard,
Right.
and then break your neck. It's like the orange peel. It's just something that wasn't even premeditated. That was like something that he did to himself.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, for sure.
That's shortening your own life for neglecting to trim your beard, right?
I had a cousin that had her hair was all the way down to her butt,
Mhm.
and she was riding a go-kart, and her hair fell out of the helmet and got caught in the motor, and it just ripped her head back, and like luckily there was like a safety thing on the engine, but like she lost a chunk of her hair. They had to like cut it pretty short, but I remember watching that, and that was tough.
That sounds awful, man.
Talk about breaking. I mean that could have could have killed her,
Yeah, or it could have kept going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Chop suey.
Chop suey.
Man.
At least this guy didn't have a tortoise dropped on his head. I don't know if any of these can top that, man. I mean, some of like right place, wrong time, like 100%.
Man, yeah, that one's pretty awesome. I don't really know how else to say that. It was just their time, right?
Right. It's your time, guys. It's just how it is.
I mean, even if they had some type of warning on that stuff, like what was that movie where they knew that they were on a pattern or something because they were cheating death or something like that.
Oh, Final Destination.
Yes. So even though they knew that something was going to happen, freak, and they did all they could to prolong that, stuff still happened.
Right.
But that's one of those things where, what do you do, right? What do you just walk in and minding your business, and next thing you know, boom.
I don't know. The other day we were driving behind this semi that had a bunch of wires that were strapped down, and I'm just like, man, That's some Final Destination stuff right there.
Yeah, yeah. And when I'm behind stuff like that, I get the heck away. I'll
Yes,
go
I usually
around.
will either back up and get
Mhm,
over or something. Pass
mhm.
them.
Yeah.
All right, next
So
up. Emped. I don't even know how to say this name. Empedocles
hmm,
jumped into a volcano to prove he was immortal.
that's just stupid. That's worse than suicide. That's just
I mean,
extreme stupidity, man.
if I had a name by Empedocles, I will probably do that. Not to admit that I was immortal, but because my life was just shitty. Because I had a name like Empedocles.
Okay. So let's analyze the type of person that would think in that manner to do something like that.
He's probably
Uh,
extremely cocky.
okay, so what other ways could they have possibly proven that they were immortal prior to doing something like that, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Jump off a cliff. I mean, who would jump into lava to prove they're immortal? Like you said, put me in front of a firing squad or so. I mean, at least I don't even know, or like stunts, like Evil Knievel stunts. I don't know.
okay, so he found out he wasn't immortal, right? The
I'm
hard
gonna.
way.
I don't know if he found out because he was probably dead before he realized it. That'd be a very painful death. Oh my god. It would be
Okay,
quick, but it would be very painful.
so what type of mindset is a person in when they're thinking that they're immortal? I mean,
I
okay, so
imagine he comes from wealth. Most likely, he comes from wealth. Some kid comes from a wealthy family that's very powerful, maybe.
okay, I'm gonna try to psychoanalyze this. Let's just say maybe this particular person had a string of good luck or fortune when it came to life-threatening issues,
Okay.
and after a while, they thought or started to feel as if they were immortal or they couldn't be killed or whatever. Uh, for instance, like what 50 Cent was shot 9 times.
Yeah.
Uh, something on the lines of that, right?
Right.
So you go swimming with the alligators and you come out with a few scratches. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stuff
Right.
like that.
Uh-huh.
You fall from a plane and you bounce twice and you're good. No broken bones.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I guess in some weird pattern of life, a person can maybe start to think that way. Maybe they got bit by a snake and survived.
Right. Stung by 6 bees and
right,
survived, or a
right.
venomous snake.
But even with that type of pattern or history, what would possess you to have the audacity to think that you could jump into lava and survive?
I imagine they probably didn't know the extent of what lava would do at the time. I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure back in the days they were sacrificing people in lava. So I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what you were proving. Like, he's not proving anything.
No,
That's like a
just
complete
how
idiot.
stupid he is.
I'm curious if the crowd that watched was like, "Oh, wait a minute, he'll come back out. Just wait a second, he'll be
No.
back."
Okay, so
How
how
long can he
about
hold his breath, guys? I don't know. He's
no?
immortal. I have no idea.
It's not no lava. Is not what you hold your breath in. It's if you jump off the side of a cliff or a mountain and you land in the water. That's when you hold your breath. Uh, you jump in the lava, you're just gonna disintegrate.
uh, no breath to hold. Your lungs would be fried.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's just taking your life.
Oh, dude, yes. That's suicide. That's not
Yeah,
proving
right,
anything besides just committing suicide.
right.
All right, next up. Henry Pert of Nottinghamshire accidentally shot himself with an arrow while inspecting his bow.
Dude, you got to keep your bow on safety. All right.
Did you have the safety lock on while you were doing this?
Oh, dude, can you
That's
imagine that?
Why? That's
Right,
like
right through
staring
the
at.
eye. Right through the
Yeah. Why isn't this shooting? I'm just gonna.
eye.
Oh, God.
Oh man,
That's. I don't know, man.
that's incredible.
I don't know how. Like, it says he shot himself, so it was in the bow. So it wasn't just. I don't know. The arrow was already locked into the bow, and he was just looking at the. I don't even know how. How would you do that? Like, I don't even know how you would pop. If it had to be like a crossbow or something.
Apparently, he figured it out.
Oh, you figured it out the hard way.
Oh man.
Have you ever shot a bow and arrow?
Um, I don't think I have.
I think
I don't think I have.
this would have had to been like a crossbow situation because, like,
Bless you twice.
pardon me, I had to sneeze.
Yeah.
It would have had to be crossbow because that kind of force. I can't imagine you being able to do that with just like a regular bow. You know, that kind of like force to get it to kill you at that close range would have had to been like cocked and ready crossbow or something.
Unless he was using his foot to like pull it.
Okay, yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. He's using his foot, and maybe
His toe slipped off,
or the deal snapped. You know what I'm saying?
or a tortoise fell on and just took out the foot that was holding the bow.
wait. He slipped on a peel.
I know he slipped on an orange peel while he had his bow crossing. Oh, dude.
And in the midst of his fall, a turtle fell
Oh
up.
my God, dude.
And after the turtle fell, the bow shot.
And there happened to be lead on the tip of the arrow. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Numbers going up and down. We appreciate you guys.
Oh, that's funny.
Gave
him lead poisoning
and
and gangrene.
Jeez, man. Hopefully there wasn't a volcano that he was standing next to when he did it.
Right? Fell right in. Oh!
Next up, we got Moliere died of a coughing fit while playing a sick man in a play.
Okay. Now I've heard some ridiculous things tonight. This has got to be the most ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, say that again.
Okay, so this guy, and actually, if you look into it, the people because Moliere died of a coughing fit while playing a sick man in the play. The funny thing is that the people that were doing the play thought he was playing dead the whole time and continued the play.
Of course. That's great acting right there.
Great acting. That is.
He didn't even flinch. Oh, good grief.
I mean, I've had coughing fits that I felt like I was going to die because I couldn't get my breath in.
Wow. Can you imagine everybody when they finally realized that there was something wrong there and they went on with the play?
Right, dude. Oh, my God. That whole crew was probably like, man, I thought he was just doing such a good job.
Oscar-winning performance.
For sure.
Quite.
First dead guy to win an Oscar.
I think that has to be the most ridiculous out of all of this.
Out of all the ones we've done so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he intentionally died from coughing. Or unintentionally died from coughing. They're like, oh, the dying wasn't part of the script, but we'll just go along with it.
No kidding, right? Wow. I'm almost gonna go out on a limb and say that maybe there was a lot of stress involved in that role, and instead of coughing, it might have triggered some type of cardiac situation.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
there had to be some additive to it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right.
I mean, unless his acting skills was that on that level, taking it to the whole next level, say, "Hey, I'm coughing here."
I mean, I'm sure that.
Uh,
I mean, he could have had like a brain aneurysm or something from coughing too hard, or
right,
who
right.
knows? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It sucks. Definitely a very unusual situation.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. That's another one you want. Well, it was one of those.
What happened?
One of those freak accidents. It was a freak
Uh,
accident.
yeah. How do you explain it? You got a whole crew that was there. Like, well,
Okay, okay, I got it. He laid down a killer performance on his last
they're
presentation. Literally.
like, well, he
Uh,
was actually 89 years old, anyways. So it is what it is, guys.
hey, is that how they got the term of a coffin? Is that where that
Bam.
comes from?
No, that's totally a situation. That's hilarious.
Oh man,
They actually used to be spelled that way too.
that
All right, we got one
is
left to go,
funny.
guys. One left. This is going a little bit quicker than usual, but
Oh
it
my
is what it
goodness.
is. It is what it is. We're having a good time. King Adolf Frederick of Sweden suffered indigestion after eating too big of a meal.
I can see that. I can see that because back in those days, what was it? Some type of royal privilege to be big and fat from.
In certain areas, it was a sign of wealth. Yeah,
Right, right. So they're just stuffing their face and all that other crap. And
he couldn't poop. His bowels were like, "Nope, you got too much in here. You're just gonna have to die."
it's kind of messed up when your body reacts on you like that.
Right, right, man.
Wow.
That's another one of them. Is like kind of tough. Like if you were the family member, well, he ate too much. It's pretty simple.
He literally ate himself to death.
Yep. But I was like,
Wow.
we're not shitting all this out. We're just gonna let him die.
Wow. Body couldn't work that fast.
Man. So I mean, death from indigestion, like that. Actually, I've seen um, people get very sick when they can't actually poop, like because it gets backed up and your intestines and stuff get infected. You get
Huh.
super sick and fevers. So I mean, I can imagine it only like if back then whatever this was, I'm sure the hospitals didn't know or medical people didn't know. They're like,
Right.
well, he needs to get this stuff out. Let's go give him a enema and just get it all out. So he probably died pretty miserably actually.
Well, I mean, have you ever had like after eating something that didn't agree with you, like it was so much indigestion that you felt like pain in your chest?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
thinking on the lines of that, that had to be awful because nowadays we know to chew so much before we swallow.
Right.
Back then they just probably just gorged it down, chew a couple times and swallow, right?
Right.
So that's a lot of digestion the body has to do. And if you're one of those overeating people from back in the day, that could be really bad. And apparently it was for that individual.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough, man. Well, so of all the ones today, what do you think? What's your well, that the tortoise is still my favorite.
uh, oh man, you hit me with a lot here. I'm gonna say the tortoise is definitely way up there, uh, but they all have their uniqueness as far as how they stick out.
Which one would you
Uh,
okay, least if it was to happen to you of the
ooh,
ones that we've done, which would you I don't know, which one would you not want least or most? Which one would you not want out of all of these? I
I
think the
want to,
volcano one's just stupidity, so that's just
yeah,
not I wouldn't even pick that one.
I want to at least be able to see it coming. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I can try to jump out the way or something. But
Yes.
so I'm like the tortoise thing is
Uh,
just kind of unavoidable because they didn't see it coming. There's no way they could have seen it coming. You know
Well,
what I mean?
but the tortoise was like bludgeoned him. So I mean, I imagine his death was probably pretty quick.
Right. But what I'm saying is, you know, some type of clue. Maybe the hawk was making noise or something.
Yeah, something I don't know.
But that's just like you're
For me, it
there
would be
when
like the bow and arrow, because the bow and arrow, I imagine would have been like a very painful death. Well, I mean, several of these were probably painful.
depending on where it struck the body. You know what I'm saying? If it went
Yeah,
through the eye and through the
yeah.
brain, you're gonna feel a pain for a second, I guess, and then that's it.
The
Uh,
gangrene broken leg from the orange pill was pretty tough too.
yeah, that's
I
just
mean, I
nasty.
imagine getting gangrene, because gangrene like just infects your whole body, and then you die.
Right, right. And just like the tooth, you know what I'm
The
saying? The
tooth, yeah,
tooth
the
from
sever,
the
yeah.
that had to be awful as well because you go from a little cut to a nasty little thing that just takes over.
Well, we talk about it like an embarrassing one to tell people. Like this dude came back probably victorious and high and full of himself, and then ended up dying from the freaking head that he brought back. That's just embarrassing, man. That's out of all of these, I think I would rather slip on an orange pill and die than come back thinking I've won a battle that ultimately killed me.
Oh man, that's something.
But yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
all right. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me bring up the makeup. I still think that was something that was maybe put in there to take that person out
Well, yeah, and if somebody
because
put it on them, like let's say she was just a
right.
complete bitch, and whoever did her
Mm-hmm.
makeup was like, "Let's get rid of her."
Uh-huh. So yeah, I'm thinking a couple of those were um,
Intentional.
yes, yes.
There was one where it was like a prince of a country, like tripped over his midget and fell out of a window watching a parade. He was he was watching a parade, and he was tripped over the midget looking out the window and fell to his death.
That's funny. How did he fall to his death? Well, there was this little person standing next to him, and there you go.
It was his personal stepping stool that he had, and he
Oh,
was a little bit too tall, so he tripped over him and fell out the window.
oh my
And
God,
that's
that's so
literally how it
funny.
was worded too, that he tripped over his midget.
Oh shoot,
And I bet you that midget was happy as hell to see him go.
uh, that's hilarious. That is so hilarious.
Uh,
Uh, I'm
good
thinking,
stuff, man.
yeah,
Good stuff.
I'm thinking here. Yeah, I would say, man, these are so crazy. All of them.
They're all so crazy. Yeah. Which one would you least, out of all of them, which one would you least want to have happened to you?
I don't want to deal with no infection. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be a very drawn out death.
Whether it's a tooth or gangrene from a
Uh-huh.
broken leg, I don't think I want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just way too much. I mean, because you just know it's coming, and
Yes.
you can't stop it.
Or that one guy. I mean, he might not have had any clue that it was coming. He probably just thought he had got a little stick.
Well, eventually he knew. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he
He
had to have
had to
known at some
know.
point. Yeah.
But yeah, I would
I think the
say
tooth. I think the tooth would be the worst for me.
yeah, because that's nasty. That's disgusting, right?
Yeah. Right.
uh, that
And
I
who
don't know.
knows what? I mean, if it was a severed head, I mean, you probably got some blood on that tooth, or it was on the ground. I'm sure that wasn't very clean. So whatever, all that
Yeah,
crap that you just got in your system from that tiny little scratch.
yeah. Nothing about that is clean or
Uh-uh.
healthy. It's bad for you. Wow.
All right. Well, hey everybody. I mean, our
Oh,
numbers. Go ahead. What you got?
okay. So let's revisit the beard thing. Uh,
The beard. Yeah. Oh, here it is. He broke his neck after tripping over his beard.
yes. That one is. How do you classify that?
That's just a stroke of genius.
You can't even call that a freak accident. That's almost.
No, I don't. I mean, that's a ridiculous beard. First off,
Yeah, that's self-inflicted
um,
type of
and
stuff.
if you tripped on it, that means that you stepped on your beard,
Hmm.
most likely forcefully pulling your neck down,
Uh-huh.
and then you probably rolled over. But like the way you landed, your head
Yeah.
was already bent, so you probably just landed on your actual neck,
Boom.
and you're done.
Yeah.
It's too
That's
much.
nasty. Yeah, it's way too much.
There's no way it was a clean beard either.
No, get a haircut.
Bro, you got that stuff dragging on the ground.
Oh, yeah, that's too much. Too much
That
hair.
is
Too
too
much
much
hair.
hair for sure. All right, hey everybody, we appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight for another episode of Stardom. Again, give us a follow if you haven't. Numbers have been going up and down all night, and we
Hmm.
appreciate you guys. And give us some advice. Give us some ideas for shows. As of what we've been doing with this channel. If it ain't a show we already have, let's make it. We want you
Yeah.
guys to enjoy the content.
Trust
Um,
me, this guy, Jukebox, will create a show at the drop of a hat.
and I don't have to host it. I'll just help you create it, and you just put it on our channel. I'm fine with that. So thank you guys so much. Evolution's got a lot of stuff coming up. He's revamped some of his shows. We got the Journey 2 in the works. Hopefully, I can get it aired in the next week.
That
That's
sounds
going to be
great.
my
That sounds
ultimate
great.
goal.
Hmm.
It is done, especially because there's going to be a Journey 3 coming. We
Woo!
have a burn after playing it is early in the making, but we are
Hmm.
working on it.
Hmm.
And then we have a feature film that we have the concept for. This will be JG's Lounge first feature film that we're working on. I'm really excited about it. It's obviously comical because that's typically what I do well at. But we really just want to keep you guys entertained. We're gonna have call-in shows coming soon as well, and there's just so much we're bringing to the table with this network. So we appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys. Any input you guys have, if you're on Facebook right now, DM me, throw a comment on this live. You can email me at jukeboxginger. That's one word, jukeboxginger88@gmail.com if you want to be a guest or have some information that you want to share. And yeah, we're happy to have people on that have something interesting to say.
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right. Until next time, everybody, we will see you around.
Take care.